Her hand was shaking when she opened the door. Not from fear, from restraint. I saw it. She didn't expect me to be standing there, in her house. I didn't expect her to look so much like her mother in that moment. Sharp eyes, proud jaw, brittle heart. Then he stepped out from the hallway behind her. The man who calls me Abu only when he wants something. My son-in-law. The one with secrets laced into his smile. "I think it's time you left," he said, his voice smooth, rehearsed. My daughter didn't speak, just stood between us, caught in a silence that should have never existed between a father and a daughter. I took one step forward. That was all it took. Her palm struck my face so hard I lost balance. I didn't fall from the force. I fell from what it meant. Her voice, cold and trembling, "Don't come back." She turned to leave, and then it happened. Her phone buzzed. Once. She read the screen, froze. The color drained from her face as her body stiffened, breath caught in her throat. Her hand trembled differently now. She turned to me. "You sent this?" I didn't answer. I didn't need to. She already knew. It started 3 months ago. The silence in her voice, the delay in her replies, the evasiveness stitched into every word. But it wasn't her I doubted. It was him. There are things a father sees that a husband can hide. And he hid it well. The shift came during Eid, when she avoided eye contact during prayer, when her husband conveniently left for calls every night, and when I found a receipt in their guest room's trash bin. 2 dinners, 1 hotel. Her name wasn't on the bill. At first I thought maybe she knew. Maybe this was her silent endurance. But then I saw how she defended him. How she looked at me like I was the enemy every time I tried to ask about her well-being. It didn't make sense until I stopped thinking like a father and started thinking like a man betrayed. I never confronted her. Instead, I smiled. I hugged him longer than I should have. I told him I was proud of how he was taking care of my daughter. Then I hired a forensic tech, the kind that doesn't ask questions. Phone records, call logs, deleted images. It wasn't a single affair. It was a pattern. 3 different women in 6 months. And messages to one of them talking about my daughter. Calling her emotionally weak. Mocking how she'll never suspect a thing. Saying, even her father's starting to doubt her. Perfect cover. I didn't react. I documented. I printed. I bound it in a file. Clean, crisp, undeniable. Then I sent her a message. Just 1 sentence. "Before you throw away your blood, look at what he's done with it." I knew she'd confront him. I knew he'd lie. So I waited, outside their door. And she slapped me. Because she believed him. Until she saw the message. Until she saw everything. She opened the file right there in the foyer. The silence thick enough to choke on. He tried to stop her. She pulled away. Page after page. Pictures, chats, room numbers, timestamps. His hands fell to his sides. He whispered her name, as if it could undo what she was seeing. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She looked at me. The same eyes that once stared at me from her crib, wide and trusting, now cracked with something irreparable. I didn't speak. I wanted her to sit in it, to drown in it. The betrayal wasn't just his, it was hers too, for choosing him over truth, over blood. He stepped toward me, defiant. "You set this up." I raised my hand, not to strike, just to silence. "Your lies buried her," I said, voice flat. I just handed her the shovel. He lunged, not with fists, but desperation. "Baby, he's manipulating you. This is his revenge. He's jealous you married me." I turned to her, not him. "He said you were weak," I said. tone like ice against bone. That you'd never question him. That you'd turn on your own father if he told you to. She blinked, then stepped away from both of us, took the file, sat on the floor, and began reading. Again. He called her name. She didn't respond. He grabbed her arm. She slapped him. She didn't look at me when she said it, but I heard it. Get out. This time, it wasn't for me. I watched him leave, not with fury, but shame. She didn't cry. She didn't say sorry. She just sat there, surrounded by evidence and silence. Her world had shifted. Mine had already burned down. I walked to the door and paused. Blood doesn't betray blood, I said, but you did. She didn't argue, didn't beg, didn't even breathe. I left before she could find words, because some truths don't need answers, just consequences. The first slap was pain. The second was justice.